Hard Kaizoku uploaded a new video! Video.
Car D Kaizoku.
Oh, it's just my Patreon I just launched. If you like what I do and want to support me, toss a few bucks my way. Link in the description and on screen until someone subscribes to the tier and changes it. Okay, onto the video. So the Japanese One Piece card game YouTube channel posted an OP05 ENEL versus Luffy video, and I thought maybe this would be a good chance for me to watch it and do like a live reaction and maybe find out if maybe that's something I'd like to do or not. Why would I upload something like this if I'm just testing it out? Maybe it's actually funny for you guys to see how bad I am at this, but let's just see how it goes. Let's start the video. This is the host. Oh, actually I never bothered to learn their names. I see them all the time in like the tournament streams, but I never knew that their names were Kitaba and Gavin. Oh, they're talking about how there's a bunch of cicadas in Japan, and apparently Gavin's from Florida and there's no cicadas there. You guys don't care about this, right? I'm gonna skip ahead. Looks like Gavin's playing purple Luffy. That means Kitaba's playing ENEL. This is the Luffy list here. Okay, all the Straw Hat cards are in the deck. And Jean Bart for some reason. But I think that 10 cost Luffy is gonna be what we're all excited to see. Yeah, he's talking about how it's very easy to play 10 cost Luffy out really quickly. Pulls an ENEL out of his pocket. Guess they'll show the ENEL deck list now. Here's the ENEL deck list. Looks like it's running all the Sky Island cards and randomly Katakuri and Yamato. Oh, they're just talking about how they filled the rest of the deck with just the best yellow cards, other than the Sky Island cards. Let me just skip to the beginning of the match. I don't know if you guys care about this. Setting who goes first. Okay. Looks like Luffy's going first. Turn 1 they play. What does that mean? Ocean, Pirates. Oh, it's that searcher that lets you find the either a Mugiwara or Straw Hat or a Kid Pirate or a Heart Pirate card. What was that quote from that card? Something about if it's in the ocean and you're a pirate, then you fight them instead. Maybe it makes sense in the context of the manga, but let's see. On the ENEL's turn, they play Shura, which is a Sky Island searcher. Looks like they pick up a 7 cost to ENEL. Looks like we're gonna see ENEL come into play. Hopefully we get to see both ENEL and 10 cost Luffy. They'd show it off, right? Since this is like a promotional video, I'm pretty sure we'll get to see both. It's the Luffy players 3 Dawn turn. They activate Luffy's main phase ability. That lets him take a life and ramp a Dawn. Then they put Dawn Leader and attack ENEL for 6. ENEL takes, going down to 3 life. Then they play Zoro Juro, I think? Yeah, Zoro Juro. I believe he, on attack, If you're at 3 or less life, you can just ramp 1 Dawn. Active Dawn, actually. Yep, that's what Gavin just reiterated. I don't even know if you guys can hear the audio in this video. I don't know, I didn't really check the settings before recording. That's how on the fly this was. The ENEL's second turn, 4 Dawn turn. Let's see what he plays. Play Upper Yard, the stage card that lets you search for a Sky Island card. I mistakenly thought that this card lets you search every turn, but it's only on play. Whoops. They pick up El Thor. I believe that counters for 2k, but if your opponent is at like 2 or less life, it counters for 4, like a Radical Beam for 1 Dawn. They put 3 Dawn on Shura, making him 5k and attack leader for 5. Luffy counters for 1k. They attack with ENEL for 5 at Luffy as well. Then Luffy takes. They pass and it's the Luffy's 5 Dawn turn. Oh, it's 6 Dawn now because they ramped 1. Forgot. They can ramp again to 7 and then Zoro brings him to 8. Because they're at 3 life now. And that would mean next turn he could play 10 cost Luffy because he'll be at 10. They attack Zoro, Juro into Shura. 4k to 2. Should be a kill. Don't think they would save a 2k counter. Or don't think they would save a 2k power character. Shura dies. They play Jean Bart for 4, and then they can pay 1 Dawn to ramp, 1 active Dawn. Okay, so they don't need to take a life card this turn to ramp with their leader ability, saving them some life. He's asking how much Dawn he has. Yeah, he's scared of the 10 Dawn he'll have next turn for Luffy. He puts the 3 remaining Dawn on leader and attacks for 8k into ENEL. This should be a take, right? Yeah, it would be 2 cards to defend. They take. Who do I think will win this matchup? Actually, I think ENEL might win. Because the purple Luffy deck depends on like 10 cost Luffy. So it's a really go high, go vertical deck. And then ENEL has an ability that lets you like survive by 1 life every turn. So against the deck that would go wide, I can see him having trouble, but against the deck that goes tall, he would just keep stalling at 1 life, I feel. What did he do? He played Ohm. That's that card that lets you search the top 5 of your deck for Holy, which is the dog. And then yeah, you can play the Holy out from your hand. He calls it the Ohm Holy combo. Like the sound of that. Yeah, so he cheats out 2 5k bodies for 4 Dawn. And I believe Ohm gets plus 1k when you're at 2 or less life, which he's at right now, right? Yep. 2 Dawn leader attacks for 7 at Luffy. And Luffy takes. Yeah, I thought the Ohm Holy combo would be kind of bad, but you can still play it if the Holy is already in your hand, so it's not as clunky as you originally may think. Because you think that you could only cheat it out if you get it in your search, but the search and then the cheating out is a separate effect. Let's see, Luffy's at 10 Dawn. Let's see if that 10 cost Luffy comes out. They swing with Jean Bart for 5 at leader. That's the only target. Counter for 1. They play the 10 cost Luffy, they had it after all. He cackles. Playing Luffy on... This is like his 4th turn, right? He has to bottom deck every card on the field, on his field. And then he gets another turn after. He still can attack with leader too. And actually he can take a life to ramp 1 Dawn with his leader ability.
カでもう一回やります。
なるほど。で、今出して、まだルフィが残ってるよね。
はい。で、キロメイ。はい。
Oh, yep, he activates the ramp ability of the leader, taking one life, ramping one Dawn, and then he could use 10 cost Luffy's ability to ramp another Dawn. And I believe it's active Dawn. Talking about how he just returned 10 Dawn, but he's already at 2. Dawn on leader, attacking for 6 at ENEL. He's just confirming that he gets another turn after this. They take the 6k hit. Ooh, they get a trigger? What is that? Oh, is this like an alt art blocker Sanji? I haven't seen this art. They discard a 9 cost Yamato to play him. He's proud of his lucky trigger. I think he was asking like, how do you practice getting triggers in life? It's not something you can practice for. It's just luck. Alright, so the Luffy player gets that second turn. They're at 4 Dawn. They use 10 cost Luffy's ability to ramp to 5 Dawn. But they still have 4 active only. They could use their leader ability again to make it go up to 5, but they'd be at 0 life. It is pretty crazy. He was at 10 Dawn, minus 10 to 0. Now he's already back at 5. They swing. 12k at leader. Is most likely a take or a block with Sanji. Oh right, the leader ability of Enel. When he goes from 1 life to 0, you can heal 1 life and discard 1 card from hand. You got a Shura trigger, which is that searcher again. He picks up, I forgot what that card is. I'll add it in post. There's 2 cards that look similar to that card, and I just have no idea what that one is. I think he's explaining his leader ability that lets him heal 1. Yeah, see, with just a 10 cost Luffy out, it's hard to finish off an Enel. If it was like a Zoro deck that went wide, I think he'd be in trouble, but since it's just a 10 cost Luffy on board, he can afford to live. They put 4 down on the Luffy and attack Enel for 9. He's gonna have to counter out of this, because if he's at 0 life, his leader ability doesn't activate actually on his next turn. They managed to counter for 5. Nice. Oh, but I guess that's what the 9 cost Yamato is for. If he does end up at 0, they can play 9 cost Yamato next turn, heal back to 1, and then their leader ability is active again. That's cool. They attack with Holy for 5 into Luffy. Counter for 1. They attack with Leader for 5 into Luffy. Counter for 1. I have no idea how many cards are in each player's hands. Oh, they attack with Ohm for 6k. Beats up a 2k counter from Luffy. Still have Sanji, but I think they need Sanji to live. Ooh, they play 7 cost Enel finally. In the time that the purple Luffy has gone through like 13 Dawn. They attack with Enel for 7 because he has Rush. Ooh, purple Luffy takes. He's at 0 life. Enel passes. It's Luffy's turn. He's at 7 Dawn now, right? Yes. They can ramp again with 10 cost Luffy, basically for free, because you get an active Dawn. Yep, that's what he does. Back up to 8 Dawn. They play another event searcher. Wonder what they can find. I think the yellow player is at the advantage right now. They pick up a jumper. Yeah, I think that Sanji blocker is key in preventing him from dying. Because the Luffy player needs 3 attacks to finish Enel off at this point. They play Honekichi. Oh, that's just Brook. It's Brook's Wano name. I forgot. If you're at 8 Dawn, you can give 2 characters minus 2k power. Wow.
はいなのでマイナス2000
He gives minus 2 to ENEL and to Ohm, bringing ENEL to 5 and Ohm to 4. 12k at ENEL. They block with Sanji. Can ENEL prevent himself from being removed too? They attack their leader into Ohm. Counter for 2. That's enough to save him because he's at 4k. They pass. Maybe over for the Luffy. Oh, he has 2 Dawn up. Maybe he has some 4k event counter. Forgot what was in his list in the beginning of the video. They attack with ENEL for 7 into leader. 3k counter. That's 2 cards in hand. 2 Dawn Unholy, attack for 7. Another 3k it looks like. He's got to run out of cards in hand eventually. Dawn on Ohm, attack for 7 into Luffy. Another, 4k counter. Looks like he still has 1 card in hand. And ENEL still has 7 Dawn. They attack with leader for 12. And Gavin concedes. ENEL, they win. Wow. He's complaining about the Sanji luck. Yeah, I think he still would have won even without the Sanji. Is that all for the video? Okay, well, I'll just let the video keep playing and talk over it. So what did I think of that match? It kind of went how I expected, since Luffy's a gold tall kind of deck. I feel like those kind of decks will struggle against ENEL because you have to be able to hit him 2 times every time to finish him. And then if you have blockers out like he did, that's even more hits you'll need to finish him off. I'm curious to see how ENEL does against Zoro or other decks that go wide. But in this particular matchup, ENEL does seem kind of strong, a lot stronger than I thought. I think in my initial tier list, not tier list, like speculation list, I put Luffy above ENEL. And I think that is still true. I think this purple Luffy is, in general, better into other decks. It's just in this particular matchup, I think ENEL is Luffy's weakness. I think I put ENEL pretty high too, like right under the top tier. Seems like kind of accurate so far. I don't know. We'll have to see these decks in the hands of like professional players, because these guys are just hosts. But I'm excited to see the new decks that'll come out from OP05. ENEL does seem like a contender, so okay, thanks for watching. Hope this wasn't too janky. This video was entertaining. I could do more like this. I do feel pretty awkward doing this, talking to myself, commentating over a game. If I do keep doing these, it'll only get better, but for now, hope you don't mind the awkwardness, and bye!
Car D Kaizoku